The attitudes and opinions expressed in this podcast result from the general insanity of the Caveman Mafia and its... Are you serious? Who wrote talent here?
Hey, just read the fucking words.
All right, whatever. The Caveman Mafia and its talent and do not reflect the views of their respective employers, serve as commentary on the quality of their upbringing, or confirm the failure of our public school system. Please direct all complaints to junkmail@thecavemanmafia.com.
Welcome to the Caveman Mafia podcast, your weekly sit down with the guys at the club. Life isn't politically correct, and neither are we, so send the women and children to bed, grab a drink and a fine cigar, and relax. It's time to do this thing of ours. Welcome to Entertainment Ta-Nite-Ah, a multimedia segment of the Caveman Mafia Network where we discuss the video games we've been playing, television shows we've been watching, movies we say go see or stay away from. I am your host, the Stepfather, and I'm joined by my captains, Greg.
Hello.
And Al.
Yeah, I'm here.
On this week's episode, we are going to discuss our guilty pleasures as it relates to television, video games, and movies.
I don't have any. Everything I like is awesome.
I don't know about mine.
You got your finger on the pulse, Al?
A pulse of what? I don't know, but yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Well, before we get to our main topic, let's discuss the video games, movies, and television shows we've been watching. Greg, what have you been playing?
What have you bought this week?
One game, Grand Theft Auto 5.
And it didn't crash? You were part of the supporters that made it the largest released game ever.
What was it, $1 billion for 3 days?
$1 billion.
That's pretty crazy.
That's ridiculous.
That's because when I went into GameStop, there were little kids having their mom buy it for them, and they're like, this has nudity, sex, and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, the kid wants it. I'm like, well,
yeah, but the kids want it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nudity, I don't know. That's
Literally, while I was in GameStop, two moms bought the same game.
Ridiculous.
For the little kids. So.
I wonder why the country's collapsing.
You know?
But on the bright side, this game is the most beautiful game I've ever seen, like open world game, where it's just incredible looking.
But how's the gameplay?
Awesome so
Game
far.
what now? Gameplay?
Is it better than Sleeping Dogs? Should I play that instead of replaying Sleeping Dogs?
Why? Did you lose your save game or something?
Boy, shit.
Poor wee shit.
Nah, don't worry about him.
So far, there's three main characters. Michael, he's an ex-bank robber. The first scene is his last heist, and there's Franklin, which is a black guy he's trying to get out of the doing these type of robberies, and he's trying to better himself. And then there's what the hell? I can't remember his name, Larry or something. He's just some crazy guy. So somehow, all throughout this whole island place, the city, these three guys are doing their own thing, and they intermingle back and forth. And I think they I'm not to that point.
So do you play all three?
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually, they team up. But the first scene is you're at one of Michael's counseling sessions. He's bitching about his kid playing video games too much, and every other word out of his mouth is the F word. Then you meet up with Franklin, every word out of his mouth is the N word, and then you meet the other guy, and every word out of his mouth is the R word. And no kidding. But so far, I ran a couple of missions because Franklin starts out the game as a repo man.
Okay.
So you and your very loud, obnoxious partner who uses the N-word a lot. Like, you could tell there's something going to happen there. But so you're going on these repo missions, and you work for a guy that almost looks like one of the guys from Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh, okay.
He's like a Russian, whatever. And you go out and you try to get this bike from somebody, and obviously things don't go well, and you're chasing them down,
give it up.
right? And you gotta take the guy on the bike and that kind of stuff. But just traveling around the city, everything looks different. Like, whereas games like Saints Row 4 is a little bit better with that. Saints Row 3, same city. Some of those open world games is the cities just look the same. They're basically like segments of a city. Some are more urban, whatnot. This has a whole countryside and like mountainous areas. I mean, I didn't even go out there, but I just took a ride in the because every guy has their own car and you can change radio stations. and they're you can go anything from rap to talk radio, and it's ridiculous. I just took a ride out in the countryside, and it looks so real. Like I was like, I had to get my wife. I was look at this. It looks so freaking real.
And what are you playing it on?
PlayStation 3.
And is there multiplayer or co-op capabilities?
Yes, there is, but I think they're adding something soon. I haven't really investigated that too much because the last one we played 4, right? You played a little bit of multiplayer. We played a little bit, but we didn't play much of it, and then I don't think I'll be playing much of because everybody I know that has it bought it for the Xbox. But something about the fact that I got the other one on the PlayStation that I kind of wanted on the PlayStation.
Why'd you want a PlayStation?
It's something loyal. It's the same reason why
loyalty.
I get some games on the Xbox. It's loyalty. It's like you get all like Mortal Kombat games. I get them only on the PlayStation. I won't get them on the Xbox. Of course, I'm a little retarded. So the other game. So I suggest this game. It's awesome so far, but it's not for kids. The other game I was playing, I want you guys to download it. It's a free game.
No.
It's an in-browser game.
No.
Called Card Hunter.
Card Hunter?
The guys on Gamers with Jobs podcast suggested it, and I was like curious. It is basically it uses Flash. You just sign up. You can play for free. There are microtransactions. You can buy stuff, but you don't really need to. I like free games that let you play through the game without having to buy epic loot or whatever. The way that this game works is it's like a board game, and the DM is controlling the AI characters. You're controlling your party of 3, and you have little characters on a board, and you can move them how many spaces, like D&D. And the real cool thing is the loot gives you powers. It gives you cards. Okay. So, like, where this sword will give you 3 weak attacks and 2 shields and a walk ability. Like, they'll be able to walk. And then if you upgrade and you get another drop that's this magical axe, it will give you a special power, the 2 main attacks, and then a block and some. And basically, you have a deck of cards. You can't take the stuff out. You can't rearrange your deck. And the only way to change what's in your deck is to put the loot in your inventory slots.
Okay.
So that's where and they're random drops.
So whenever you put them into your inventory slots, do they go into the card deck?
Yes.
So then you don't have them, you have to draw them.
You have to draw them, but every round you have to get down to 2 cards, and then the GM passes, and once you pass, when you have less than 2 cards on all of your characters, it will shuffle and put new cards in, and then you can take more action turns or shield turns or whatever. It's very, very addictive. And then there's a whole world map, and as things open up, you can go to like the tavern, and you can go to buy stuff, and you can buy new characters, and they're basically like little
like the token
character
pieces.
tokens, like the board games that we play, and it's like very, very cool. And then supposedly Gary is the guy that he's new at being a game master, and his brother Melvin keeps coming in and telling him how he's doing stuff wrong, because you're basically on a tabletop. There's like a can of pop and some Cheetos sitting on the thing, and it's all within Flash.
And can you play multiplayer?
Yes.
Is that why you're okay?
Yes. I haven't played any of it yet because I'm still getting used to the game, and because the powers are pretty interesting too.
You're trying to get all the drops before we join.
Yeah.
Well, because the powers.
I just thought he got it on the PlayStation, so we can play with him.
No, the powers are pretty interesting too, because you have a wizard, you have a healer, and you have a fighter.
Oh, jeez. I don't play healers. You know how I am about that. Sorry, go ahead.
I just thought it was really interesting, and I suggest you guys download it, maybe we can try it out. Because we did that D&D stuff for a while, and that stuff's already in there, and it has the interesting, I like loot. I like games with loot.
So is there character creation?
You like anything
with
with loot?
You can you can pick if you want a human, elf, or dwarf of each one. And as you get your party, you can actually then get more people in your party. You can get different people in your party and then replace those out.
So is there a win, or is it just continue? Like, is it like Munchkin, where there's the card game where you're adding stuff like that, or is it like an RPG with?
Well, it's like
cards?
It's like an RPG with cards, but you're going through manuals. You're like, you remember the D&D
Yeah.
games? Well, they're actually displayed like that. Well, he's running a game. He shows you the front of the book, and then he shows you the write up of the page of the first mission.
There's individual adventures you go
yes,
through.
yes.
And then is it choose your own adventure too? Like you can search for traps or those things, or no?
I haven't come across anything with searching for traps, but I mean, it's been like you go through, like, some of the levels are multi-tiered, so you go into this one cavern and it's a 3 or 4 mission adventure. So you'll get experience at the end, but you'll get loot per segment of it, and then the boss will be at the end, like a dragon. Like the intro one,
First
you fight.
level?
Well, the first
Dragon?
mission is you fight a green dragon, but it's.
Ooh, who would have thought that?
But
huh?
then you find out it was his brother's deck, and he.
Oh,
wasn't,
why are you spoiling
it
it?
wasn't a spoiler. It's.
Oh, you're the worst. I hate you.
I'm not playing it now. No, but basically, you have all these advanced spells and shit in the tutorial, and they're like, "Oh, and now you don't have them anymore because
okay.
you're." He's like, "What the fuck are you playing with my cards for? That's not your either like an elite deck." So it's just an interesting mechanic. I'm glad those
Sounds
guys
pretty cool.
suggested it, and it's free, but there's the microtransactions are. Well, if you want to, there's when you open up the chests after the missions. If you become a club member or whatever, there's another thing another piece of loot that's usually epic or rare, because there's common, uncommon, rare, elite, or whatever, and it lands on the pillow, and they show you what you could get if you sign up for the thing and pay money. So
Little teaser. So if I were to sign up for this game and pay for it, would you know?
Probably not.
Like if we were playing.
I don't think it's. I haven't played multiplayer. I don't know how it looks, and I don't even know if you play against or you play with.
Right. Okay.
Like you pick your healer and you pick his whatever.
Well, if there's Flash too, there should be no download, right? Or is there a little bit of a download?
The only thing that I've found that's an issue is the server queue is a little weird, but they just got out of beta and released it, so I haven't really had any problem. It's actually graphically it's pretty cool. So I suggest it. I was going to try to tell you about that the other night, Al, but you went
I didn't
offline.
have a computer.
And
Actually,
you
if
didn't
it's
have a
Flash, I could have played it on my laptop, or I could have came up here and played it on this computer, but
If only I had something called email.
or text messaging.
Well, then
I mean, if I had those things, I might have got the message.
Then I told myself pod. I was like, I'll just tell you on the pod. What have you been playing?
What have you been playing now?
Me? Games here and there.
Any you would like to talk about?
I don't know. Do you want to hear about it? Let's talk. I played Don't Starve. Again.
Don't starve. How we
You
doing?
re-starved.
Yeah.
You
I think
reset?
No. It took me a few days. I was kind of disappointed in everybody involved. So it took me a couple of days to get back into it again.
Look, I told you I didn't do shit.
And yeah, so I made it through my 7 days and all that, and sent it off to Greg and all that. It was pretty harrowing, very harrowing.
Yeah, the story that you wrote was pretty good.
Thank you.
We should journal this thing. The next one we do.
We're not doing this ever again.
Why not? It's fun.
This is it.
We should
Because we're never going to die. We're going to reload after each death and just keep going.
We should each journal it and
Did
post
that
it on the
bother you?
podcast.
Yeah,
Why did that
not at all.
bother you?
Not at all.
Obviously, it bothered him.
Look, I
Removes any
disappointed.
danger from the game. Really,
I disappointed the group. I fessed
did.
up to it. I
You
could
fessed- I
have
do
said
agree.
nothing, and you'd have felt like, oh, we're doing really well.
I have a feeling Greg Pro's already done that a couple times already. So
He's just not fessing up.
yeah, he's not saying a word.
I'll have to talk to
Is that true?
fucking people.
That true?
Huh?
He's,
didn't like my
he's already
idea.
evading, so it's a yes.
You didn't like my idea.
Please
Deflecting?
refresh your idea again.
It's okay because it got rejected.
Was it the
2/3
thing
vote.
where we just kept playing until somebody died and then gave the next person that
well,
idea? What idea did you talking about?
Okay, to take this game and keep playing it would be fun as well.
Why?
Because then you don't have to backtrack. I know some
Yeah, but
people
that
don't
takes
like
that takes away the
I'm also
look.
making-
I realize what I've done, and I've laid myself at the altar of begging for forgiveness for this.
Yeah, but
It shouldn't have happened, but I didn't want to disappoint
well,
you.
see, with your way of doing it,
I didn't want to be the wild
the
card.
last experience I had I wouldn't have cared because if I died, I'd be like, all right, who cares? But I thought the possibility of me dying and this being it added a little excitement to the whole proceedings. When I was running in the dark, being chased by spiders and hounds and werepigs and shit,
Pigs.
it was very
I'm glad I
very
haven't
scary.
been around when it was werepig time.
You don't-
I just thought I'd tell you
You
that.
didn't want to hear that sound. Because when I was walking down, I was like, "Oh, here, I'll just give this real quick. 'Cause it's a great story." Playing Don't Starve. I was going to go down and get some supplies, so it's nighttime. I had a little campfire set up, and there's a certain little sound you hear when the hounds are coming. And my guy started saying, "Ooh, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, they're coming." Okay, so I'm nowhere near any kind of. All I have is a spear. I have no traps, or I'm nowhere near the safe room we made and everything. So I get a little panicky. It's like I need to fucking just go somewhere. So I remember there was the pig village, which pigs will help attack hounds down south. So I hurried up and made a couple torches and started running towards the pig village. Some hounds aren't there yet, and as I approach the pig village, I hear some other scary sound that's different than the hounds.
Oh.
And I look up in the top corner and realize, oh, this is a full moon, which means the pigs are turning into were-pigs. Sure enough, a couple ones was running right at me, so I turn around and start running back to the north. As I run back to the north, the hounds start following me, so I'm now being attacked by were-pigs and hounds. And I run through a spider's nest area, and the spiders come out. They start chasing me, so I just keep running.
Running and running.
Because if I stop, I'm going to be killed.
Forrest Gump that shit.
And, if I died, that might be the end of the game. So I was scared, so I kept running. See how that works, Greg?
I do see how that works.
But you survived.
Yes. I kept running, and then daylight came.
And the beefaloes helped
And
you.
nothing was following me. Like, where'd they all go?
Well, the pigs, they would turn back to pigs.
So I
But
turned
why
around.
didn't the wolves come at you?
So I turned around and started walking back down very slowly, and here and there a hound would come running at me, and I would, it's only one of them. I attacked it, killed it, and everything else like that. I got back down to the spider nest, and there was still a big fight going on between the spiders and the hounds still. One of the hounds dies, and it bursts into flames, and now the forest is on fire.
Right.
So I started running around trying to get away from that and everything, and I guess the conflagration of fire just destroyed everything else. By the time I got back there, everything else was dead, and there was loot everywhere.
There you go.
I just went ahead and grabbed all that shit and continued on with my rest of my game.
That's
Very
awesome.
exciting.
That's why you're the winner.
That's why I got lucky.
You keep us afloat. I screw it up and pass it off to you and let you bring it back.
Yeah. So now we have a bird cage with a bird in it. Because that's exciting.
Feed the bird dragon fruit. You get dragon fruit seeds.
Feed it stuff, it'll give you shit. Like, not actual shit, but it'll be like seeds. And I did something else. Oh, and I made a meat
Beaver
effigy, so
extract.
now we have
effigy.
2 backups. We die. 2 backups.
Okay.
Got that?
So no resetting, damn it.
You don't have to reset.
What else you been
Respawn.
playing?
That's it.
Talk about it.
No, I bought
Talk about
State of Decay yesterday on PC. I played a little bit. Greg, you already tell me what your impressions were of the game.
It's awesome.
Did you enjoy it?
It was fucking awesome.
What
Every minute.
What happened in the first 10 minutes?
Huh? There was some decaying, and it was in a state.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so they Steam released that on their early access.
Right. But
thing
this one you have to
yesterday.
pay for. Some of the other ones you didn't have to pay for. You got the early access.
Oh, which other ones?
I can't remember because they were on my other
Well,
computer.
it's the same price as it is on Xbox Marketplace, $20 to buy.
Right.
So I played it for about a half hour before I went to sleep last night, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's got a lot of potential for.
This is the one where you have to try to build shelter and survive, and then add people to it.
Yep, when you start off, it's you and another survivor with you, and you have some kind of crappy ass bat or something like that. And they have a quest journal where you can pretty much first journal entry tells you to go to a ranger station where you meet up with some other people. And they have some medicine there and everything, and then you start going out to explore the nearby camps to see if you can scavenge supplies, and you can upgrade things in the in that station. Like you can I think the first mission they gave me was make like a little a medical area, which will give you additional vitality if you create it. And each of the characters, each of the guys you have, actually have they have unique stats for fighting and sneaking around and that type of stuff. So apparently, what happens is as you lose people, you can take over other characters in there and move them, and they'll each have kind of unique skills that you can use for different missions and stuff like that. And go out, try to find survivors, try to upgrade and stuff like that. And apparently, at some point in time, you may have to move your camp and stuff like that. I'm not sure how that all works, but it's like zombie survival pretty much.
How are the controls on the PC?
Right now, with the early access, they don't have any keyboard or mouse controls yet.
So the
use
menus
the
then are
controller.
controlled with the controller too?
Yeah, everything's
okay.
it's pretty much just like using it on an Xbox. You just hook up your controller, you can play with there. But so far, it didn't crash in that far.
Does it look
I
good?
played. It's all right. The not the best graphics in the world, but they're probably working. That's probably one of the last things they'll probably go over and polish that up and all that. But gameplay's pretty compelling.
Cool.
If you're into zombie survival type stuff, this is definitely a game you probably enjoy. And other than some more NHL, that's probably all I played this week. Mike,
I didn't have a computer to play.
uh-oh.
So you just played with yourself?
I did. Well, I did do that, but
That is the oldest
we don't need
game.
to talk about it.
That is the oldest game to
You
play.
should try it. Not play with me, but play with yourself. It's fun. I saw something on here, and I thought that one of you guys put it on there because I'm playing it, but
You put it on
evidently
there?
I put it on there, and I don't remember on the production notes.
Uh-huh.
But if if you're Android, you're like the stepchild of iPhone, so everything comes to you a little bit later. iPhone gets it first.
Amen.
Even though Android outsells iPhone. But anyway, this game is called Dumb Ways to Die. And
Okay.
it's if you go online, and actually if you just go to their website, there's this, and you may have seen it, this cheeky like animated cartoon of dumb ways to die, and it's all these little characters getting fucked up in all kinds of sorts of ways. So it kind of plays like, well, it's just a whole bunch of mini games like WTF was.
Okay.
Where you just have to do something really fast. Like one of the things is your character is standing in a little bit of water and there's piranhas, and you have to swipe the piranhas away. If you don't swipe the piranhas away, they'll kill you. There's another one where the guy on the screen throws up and you have to clean all the throw up away, otherwise the guy dies. But it's all everything is timed, and each one of the little puzzles has like ability levels that get harder and harder. Okay. So the more you play it, the more people that you unlock. And I've been playing it for a while. I think I only have 10 of the characters unlocked. And what it'll do is it'll play, when you unlock the characters, you can play that portion of the song. I guess once you get them all, then you would have the whole music video. But it's just, I don't want to talk about what it looks like when they die, because it's called cartoon violence, but it's pretty hysterical.
Sort of like Happy Tree Friends.
And it's all very, very active with your phone. So, like, you're blowing into your phone, you're touching your phone, you're tilting your phone different ways. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do with it. Kind of like how, like, Wii Sports would show you everything that the Wii could do. You know, this shows you, like, all the different abilities that you have with your phone, too. Okay. But it's really funny, and it's got the song has a pretty good hook. And it gets you kind of drawn in to keep playing.
Like a little Inferno type song?
Yeah, yeah. And then I think you had this on here, Greg, but because I recommended it last week, was Zombie Tsunami.
Yeah,
I played
some way too much of that.
Again, this is a simple side-scrolling game that moves from left to right. You have to keep moving, and all you do is jump.
Yeah,
that's all you do is jump. And as you kill more people and collect more zombies, then there's like power-ups that you can get. There's all kind of other specials and stuff that you can do, and you get coins, and then you can in turn use those coins to buy stuff. Like it'll help you start the game with more zombies.
How many zombies do you have now?
Well, I'm only starting with 2, but I've done the like where you add the mob at the beginning, but I always start with 2.
I have 3 to start.
Okay,
I've been playing it way too much.
It's a super simple game. I mean, it probably only takes like 2 to 3 minutes to play one game, if that sometimes. But it's addictive. It's free. Both Dumb Ways to Die and Zombie Tsunami are free to play on Android. All right, let's move on to the world of movies. Greg, what'd you watch?
I picked up Star Trek Into Darkness and watched that. It was really good. I mean, I saw it in the theater, but I watched it on Blu-ray. I did want to mention one thing about it, which kind of pisses me off that they do this, but when I went to search to buy it, there are multiple versions of it.
Right.
But the difference between the versions is what pisses me off, because they took the bonus videos and split them up throughout the exclusives.
Oh, so you didn't get it all at once. So you'd have to
buy 3 editions
Just buy
to
them
get.
all.
No. But, I mean,
why
not even like one has extra.
Right.
Literally 3 different sets, like,
so it's like the
half-hour
director's
videos.
cut, the super ultimate premium edition.
No, it's Target's edition, Best Buy's edition, and
wait, didn't somebody finagle their way into extra suits or uniforms by buying all 4 versions?
Yeah, but it's
of the
not
game?
digital.
What are you talking about?
It's not digital. He's talking about the fact that
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I'm doing that with another game coming up here soon.
Oh, whoa!
I have multiple copies.
Well, no,
I'm just returning the ones you don't need.
Well, because GameStop for Lego Marvel has a pre-order bonus, but Amazon's offering a $10 credit for it. So I will buy it at Amazon and buy it at GameStop and return the GameStop one because I want the pre-order bonuses from GameStop, and the Amazon one will give me $10 credit that I can use for another game.
You got a sickness.
Plus, that if you return it to Amazon, they'll dock that away from you.
Well, I won't return it to Amazon.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Way to stick it to the man, Greg.
But that's the only movie, and it is awesome. A lot of
So we
lens
talked
flares.
about this on
Little Star Trek.
we talked about that on the Red Horse Radio podcast with John Towers. Whenever I was there, we talked about remakes and how we feel about them. And you know, it came down to, for me, it just depends on the movie, because some I've never seen the original, so a remake is fine, or some I don't hold near and dear. But Star Trek is a series that I wasn't very familiar with. I watched The Next Generation, I think, but that was it. And I really like the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like the direction they're taking it in, but it's not. And it seems to be a lot more going on in those than Star Trek. Star Trek moved too slow for me, the TV series, anyways.
Well, don't worry, these ones don't move slow.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Plus, it has Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah, he's awesome in that movie.
Dude.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Al, what do you watch?
I should watch the movie for a change.
Watch the
Wow.
movie. Look at that.
Yeah, I went to Redbox and read World War Z.
World War Z.
Ready to
Was
give
it
that a
just
shot.
okay?
It's all right.
It was okay.
It's okay. The first 20 minutes really pulled me in. The opening scene in Philadelphia and everything.
Right.
Almost really got me. Ooh, okay. It seemed like it just kind of got progressively worse as the movie went. I got less and less interested.
It wasn't as tense.
Yeah, and
as
some
that.
And some things just didn't make. Some stuff just didn't sit well with me. Like like Brad Pitt's this super investigator guy for the UN and everything else. Like yet he's in a hostile territory and doesn't turn his phone off, and his wife calls him and scares all the zombies. Oh, really?
Right.
Just ruined it.
Nah, I didn't ruin that scene. that plot device ruined that scene. Not me. If you haven't seen it by now,
What's
wrong with you?
It just came out on Redbox like last
Yeah.
week, right?
Exactly.
If you haven't seen it and it's only been out a week, you're fucked.
Exactly. Yeah. The solution they had at the end too was like, I didn't care for it.
We can talk off the air about that,
Yeah.
because we were talking about that at work. So there was some ideas as to the ending, and because they're in talks to make more. So
Right. Well, this is overlooking the fact that this had absolutely nothing to fucking do with the book I read. That's
Right.
called World War Z. Surprisingly enough, and supposedly this movie's based on.
Did you see the honest trailer for that?
Yeah, we talked about it a couple nights ago.
Just the best part of that is like it has nothing to do with the book except for the title. That's the
Yeah.
actual.
That's absolutely correct.
That's awesome.
There are so many cool things in the book I would love to see on the big screen, and I don't know if I'm ever going to see it.
I think you might see it.
I'm skeptical. I know the solution they came up with definitely was not in the book, but whatever. It was fine. I gave it a C.
Rental? Worth the rental?
Yeah. That's good enough. I mean, Walking Dead TV series is way better than this. I'd highly recommend watching that if you haven't seen it already. But look for something to kill 2 hours. Sure, why not this movie?
Wow. High praise from Al.
Thank
for
you.
World War Z.
I gave it a C. That's average.
The movie I watched this week was called Legacy, and I believe it's a 2010 film, and it stars Idris Elba. And
For a second there, I was reading. I was reading as Legend. I don't know why.
oh
It's like,
no,
you watched Legend? That's a little weird.
no, Legacy.
That's old.
Idris Elba and Clark Peters. Wait, no, that's not who I'm looking for. Okay, Eamon Walker. That's what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, him.
He was the preacher in Oz, right? The preacher in Oz, Mr. Echo.
Yes, I know who you mean. Yes.
Yeah,
Also in Lost.
yeah.
Wait,
But-
Mr. Echo, you did say that. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's a story about Idris Elba plays a guy who was a former special forces soldier who at the beginning of the movie they go in and they're looking for some Russian spy or whatever, trying to take him down, and it was a bit of a setup.
A bit of one.
So he is taken and tortured, and so it's about him dealing with his post-traumatic stress disorder, or post-war syndrome, or whichever one you want to call that. But so it plays itself like a suspense movie, like you're trying to figure out what he's doing because he has a plan. He's gonna bring the government down. He's gonna shed light onto how evil they really are because he survived this torture, but he was written off as dead.
Okay.
And but the entire movie pretty much plays in one room, and it's him dealing with the stress from the war and going back to all of the things that he did when he was a member of the special forces, like trying to come to terms in his head with how many people he's killed, how many evil things that he's done, and so it's resolving itself as to whether or not he can actually find a way to bring the government down for what they've done.
Okay.
It's really interesting. It's kind of slow moving, but the more I think about the movie, the more the message is it playing two different messages? Is it war is evil, or war is a necessary evil, but we need to understand the toll that it takes on the people who are a part of that war. So I thought the message in it mixed, but was very good. And I thought Idris Elba, I don't know if there's anything that I've seen him in where I haven't been able to believe his acting. Like I've not yet has he seemed to have phoned anything in. So I really liked it. I recommend seeing it. It's available on Showtime, I believe. That's where I DVR'd it and watched it from. But really good movie. I'd say check it out. And I wouldn't give it, if I was to rate it, I wouldn't rate it a A, or probably a B minus, just because it's a little bit vague in what it's trying to say. I think I might have to watch it again though. But the more I reflect on it, I like it more. So a couple of days from now, I might give it an A. But check it out. But you see it on IMDb. It's only rated a 5.
Oh, okay.
So. All right, let's move on to TV. TV, Greg.
I have been watching episode after episode after episode of season 3 of The Walking Dead, and I don't want to talk about it. We'll talk about it more when we spoil it because it's just awesome. I'm looking forward to gabbing after it's all.
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay,
we knew it was awesome.
We watched it.
It's awesome.
Been there, done it.
I think I was a little bit disappointed with this season and some of the things that happened, but if we spoil it, then we can go into that. But all in all, I still say it's a recommend.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. You're not going to see anything really much like that on TV other than that. Especially with zombies, because you don't see any zombies on TV. Just saying. Oh, you watched?
Yep.
All right, Al.
I won't take long for me either, too. I just watched some Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I want to continue to mention it because this last season is it's killing me.
We need to spoil that. We need to spoil this series when it's all said and done.
It's killing me. It's so good. It's good.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't say anything about it right now because it would ruin it. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. This is one of the best last seasons of anything I've ever seen.
The first 5 are all available streaming on Netflix. So this one would be the only one that you would miss.
Yeah, just
the writing has been
got to punch
solid.
Got to punch.
The writing has been solid for this. I think almost every episode.
Yes,
there may have been 1 or 2 out of the 5 seasons that I was like, eh.
Yeah, especially this season. It's just other than like one episode where it kind of slowed down everything. Everything's just been. It's one of those things where it seems like they get up to a certain point in the episode, you think it's going to end there, and then sometimes they take it a little further.
Right.
Like the whole garage closing scene.
Right.
Like the first one's it's like oh no, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
This ain't next. This is gonna happen
it
now.
Definitely set it up like it was going to be next week's episode.
They've done that in multiple episodes and all that. It's gotten me every fucking time. Oh, good shit. You need to watch. Greg, you should watch the show. It's pretty good.
It's on my list.
After Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, I must have mailed that one in.
All right, I watched a bunch of pilots this week. Because
you didn't have a computer.
It's sweeps weeks is coming or whatever the hell they call it, and I'm here to keep you away from the shit.
Uh-oh. Were they all shit?
I'm still on the fence about one of them.
All right.
Just one. One I'm not on the fence about is Sleepy Hollow.
I want to guess you
Stay
hated it.
away from this steaming pile of trash.
I saw a preview for it, and I was like, something about it's not turning me on at all.
This show is so horrible. It breaks.
What's bad about it?
I don't even care about spoiling it. Okay.
If you haven't seen Sleepy Hollow, you want to see it move forward about 3 minutes.
Give it about a minute. Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman get into it in the Civil War times. And Crane slices off the head of the Headless Horseman, hence that's how he becomes headless.
Yes.
And they both pass out dead while Ichabod Crane wakes up and he's in modern day Boston or somewhere in the Northeast.
Boston.
And
Back.
so is the Headless Horseman.
Whoops!
And he's chopping people's heads off.
Oh, that's
What
not
he
cool.
knows best.
And the cops find this Ichabod Crane and they pick him up because this is sleepy little town of Sleepy Hollow, and
Sleepy.
they know everybody. And he has to know something about this other drifter that's wandering through town, cutting the heads off of people.
You want them outsiders?
And since he claims,
Why are you wearing Civil War garb?
Since he claims that he's from the 1700s and not the Civil War but Revolutionary War, whatever. Since he
One of those American wars.
He claims that he was given orders by George Washington himself to do these things. So
Sure you were, buddy.
They're going to put him in a mental hospital so that he can be evaluated.
Sounds like it's got some of that gut fermentation syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but before that, they catch him, they lock him up. Next thing he knows, he wakes up. He's in the jail, and they have him hooked up to a polygraph. He was never read his rights. They have him hooked up to the polygraph, and they start asking him questions at the beginning.
Did he say like, what kind of foul sorcery is this?
It was. He's there.
Nice.
He's calling cars carriages and shit like that.
I'd like a pint of ale and some mead and some bread.
So this lady,
Is he a pirate?
I don't know.
this lady's taking him. This female cop is taking him to the mental hospital, but she believes that he knows and he can help. So he says, "Well, she says to him, take me to where you woke up at."
Okay.
Uncuffs the guy, gives him a fucking shotgun so that they can go examine this place.
Do you need a shotgun to examine?
He's a fucking prisoner. He's being transported. You uncuff him and you arm him.
I hope they noted that on his medical report, medical history. That he has a gun.
It's just fucking awful. It's horrible.
So you highly recommend it?
Stay away from it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Fucking piece
I'm
of
gonna
trash.
watch it tonight.
All right, second one I watched. I didn't like it. I think there's an audience for it. It's called the Goldbergs.
There's an audience for everything.
It's
There's an audience recording the gym.
It's a sitcom about this family, the Goldbergs. I believe it's narrated by Patton Oswalt. I could be wrong about that. But Jeff Garlin stars as the dad in it, and it's just about this 80s family. It's like a flashback to the 80s and his 80s family and just their annoying, nuances and how they deal with each other as a family.
So it's like the 70s show, but the 80s show.
Yeah, it's...
You know what? I hope they take this quote and put it on their box cover for their DVD. 80s show and do annoying shit.
It's not for me. I didn't find it funny at all. I like Jeff Garlin and Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've liked some of the stand-ups and stuff that I've seen of his and listened to his. This show's just not for me. I just can't do it. The last one I saw was Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That was horrible.
This is a cop show on Fox starring Andy Samberg. I believe that's who it is. Andy Samberg and Andre Braugher.
Which is shame because Andy Samberg is his digital shorts he doing at SNL.
Not
Some of them
on
are
this
genius.
show.
It's weird. I haven't decided whether I don't think I like it, but some of the humor was funny. So it basically it's a cop show, but it doesn't take itself seriously as a cop show, and it's Andy Samberg, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy Samberg.
He's like this. He's a great detective, but he's like he hasn't matured as an adult yet. as far as his mentality. He's still like 16, 17 years old, with his antics and the way he behaves and stuff, but he's a really good cop, and he's actually having a contest with somebody else, another detective, as to who gets the most busts, and he's winning. And so they play him up, and Andre Brower plays this like straight-laced commanding officer who just takes over the unit, and he's trying to clean it up and stuff.
Okay.
So,
like I say, it didn't look like it was anything for me, so
I watched it just because, I was at work and needed something else to do while I was working. So I let me watch some of the new shows that are on, and I've already been disappointed by 2. So maybe this one just wasn't as big of a piece of shit as the other 2.
Wow.
That's why it's on the fence still for me. I'll have to watch a couple more episodes to let you know. But
you're really a few feet away from the shit fence on all of them.
Is It's Always Sunny looking better and better now? In comparison to the stuff you're watching?
Always Sunny is leaps and bounds better than this.
Yeah. That's an awful show.
Awful.
That's because that's network TV as compared to the cable channels.
Yeah, I gotta admit, stuff that's on network TV it isn't, for most part, 99% of it doesn't appeal to me anymore. I just don't care about it. I
don't watch Saturday Night Live. I never did watch Saturday Night Live. I don't, for the most part, find that humor funny.
Right.
And this has some of that, and that might be why I don't like it. But I like Andre Brower, so I'm trying to give it a chance. Plus, what's it's in it? Terry Crews is in it, but he has kind of a bit part in the show, at least so far, the first episode. So.
Yeah, he's not on their website at all for the show. I don't see him at all.
Oh, okay. So that's what we've been playing and watching. Anything else to talk about before we take a break?
No, I think you covered it all.
Yeah.
Those new shows suck ass.
Fall new shows, don't watch any of them. Stick with what's good. Maybe next year.
If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, go back and watch it now.
Yeah, it's worth it. Watch that.
By the time we're done, this might be the best TV show I've ever seen. I'm just going to throw it out there. Could be.
I still don't think it can beat Friday Night Lights, but...
Well, I can say that, though, because
right.
I haven't seen Friday Night Lights.
Well, you should start.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll go over our main topic, which are our guilty pleasures. Hey soldiers, this is the Stepfather, host of the Caveman Mafia podcast, and I want to take a minute to tell you about Stitcher Radio On Demand. Stitcher is an award-winning free mobile app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover the best of news, entertainment, and sports on demand. Listen to whatever you want, whenever you want, with one free app. Connect with your Facebook account and comment on our episodes. Stitcher is available for Android, iPhone, and most tablets. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store or Google Play. Welcome back to Entertainment Ta-Nite-Ah.
Get off your phone.
We finished going over the video games, TV shows, and movies we've been watching and playing, and now it's time to get into our guilty pleasures. Greg's cell phone is his.
Hold on a second. Get off the phone. We're podcasting.
My thing's on the phone.
Get off the phone.
It's on the phone.
You don't make lists. Don't lie.
I made a list.
If I go over there and look there, there's not a list there, I will kill you.
Right there. List.
There's a list.
Holy shit, he's got a phone, he's making lists. Who would have thought it?
I have memos too.
Uh-oh.
Memos and lists.
Wow. All right. Why don't you start off then?
Why don't you start it off?
What do we want to start out with? Because I have a little bit
I don't
of
cut
everything.
much of anything
I have
here.
a lot of guilty pleasures that I know that people wouldn't like.
Now,
that
what
I
do you-
like.
So basically,
let's start with TV.
Let's start.
Let's give a little explanation. So for you, what is a guilty pleasure? Because for me, some of them were things that other people would laugh at.
That's mostly what I went with.
Others are things that I hate myself for being into.
Yeah, both, yeah.
All right.
I know
So
one
is
thing.
your list mainly stuff that you think people would laugh at you, or stuff that
There's like
you're
a couple
disappointed
items
that
I
you
have.
like?
I can't. Everything I like is awesome, so I can't help it that I don't have many guilty pleasures.
Well, yeah, I might think something that I like is awesome, but I picked stuff that I know other people would probably be like, well, I'm not going to sit down and watch that with you, or I'm not going to sit down and play that with you, or whatever.
It's your one.
So, like, TV. I'm not
Right.
proud that I like Once Upon a Time. I don't know why I'm not proud. Because it's just one of those things where, like, when I'm talking about it, oh, yeah, and the princess went down here and she did this. I just feel weird when I'm talking about it. But I love the show. So that would be a guilty pleasure for me.
Gotcha.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Al, any TV guilty pleasures?
Yeah. Legend of the Seeker.
I heard about this show.
But that's an awesome show.
No, it's bad.
I tried to watch it. I
it's
think I made
so bad.
I think I made a grand total of 4.5 minutes on one of the shows.
Wait until
I
you
was
get
like,
to the Dominatrix episode.
This
Then
is-
it's all good.
You know what? It does pick up in domination episodes.
Yeah.
That is true. No, it's objectively bad. Objectively bad. But I watched all of them. I still don't know. Well, I got a partial reason why. Dominatrix definitely was one of them. She's unbelievable.
She's worth it.
Oh yeah, I think it was the Confessor. I can't remember her name right now, but I don't know. Something about that actress. Just she entranced me into watching a truly awful series of fantasy shows. They're not good. They're so bad. They're not well acted. The story is fucking stupid. But I watched all of them. I feel like I need to go confession for that.
You're
For her.
confessing it right now. You're
Well,
confessing
I
it.
confess to her.
I can do pretty much anything
Oh my
for her.
god, what I confess to her. She's
But I do
gorgeous.
more for the Dominatrix.
I need to
show.
find her name. I'm gonna find that name while we're going to Mike's selection here. But yeah, the Legend of the Seeker. It's not a good show. Don't watch it. Don't be like me. Save yourself.
All right,
I
so
love that show.
for me, I'll start with my TV show list with Iron Chef and like Iron Chef. I love Iron Chef, not Iron Chef America, but Iron Chef. So
Why do you
this
say
is the
it's a-
original out of Japan.
Why do you say it's a guilty pleasure though? A lot of people watch it. I don't enjoy it.
Because I'll never eat the food that they make.
Okay.
Because 90% of the food that they make doesn't appeal to me at all.
Really?
The competition appeals to me. The fact that in 60 minutes they're making 5 dishes that quick, that fast, that precise, that
Okay.
good. That is what it comes down to for me. I could care less about the food. I just think it's for me. It's better than basketball. It's better than. It's better than. It's not better than football or baseball, but
Better than basketball? I'm gonna kill you.
every other sport. I mean, it probably just goes into how much I like food and like watching, like making food, thinking about food. That's why I make my own sauce. That's what, make my own pizza and stuff like that. But just the competition, that 60 minutes has got to be the most stressful time ever. But
Oh yeah.
I don't care about the food.
Man, you're weird.
So that's one of those ones where I kind of hate myself because it's like wasted time.
Okay, so it's more about you hate yourself for watching. Okay.
Yeah. Any other TV shows, Greg?
Oh,
Because I have a couple more. So
well, for a while there, I was completely addicted to Smallville, which I know most of the time, most of the seasons were horrible, but I'm so addicted to like superhero shows.
Specifically Superman. You're a Superman fiend.
But I know most of the Smallville episodes were bad. They're like,
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
They're just bad.
There's
Like in
what-
fact, you were watching it for a while, and then the one season just totally dropped off. But I was like,
That was it.
No, it's still good. It's still good. You gotta watch it. But it's one of those things where whenever I'd be like, yeah, I really like Smallville. I really like Smallville too. That's great. But because I don't know. I'm not like, hey, I really love Smallville.
So it's like 10 seasons of that, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I've
it
watched
became,
every
it
many
became a
fucking
war of
episode.
attrition at some point, where you're just like, I'm watching it because I've invested
Yes.
so much fucking
I
time.
had
You
to-
need to get rid of that.
I had to
That's
see-
wasting a lot of your time.
I had to see Smallville through all 10 seasons too. So it was like, even though I didn't like season 3 and one of the other seasons, I was like, I'm watching every episode. So
Nice. So you enjoyed all 10 seasons?
no,
How many did you say you enjoyed?
at least half.
Say, I enjoyed the first 4.
Yeah, and the last season was awesome.
Then
but
I hit
but
season
then again,
5 and it was like
I might
running
think
into
they're
a brick
awesome.
wall.
I might think they're awesome, but they're cheese. I mean, it's all like Freak of the Week.
Yeah, that's a
How do
Yeah.
they spread that out over
good topic.
20 something episodes? What?
That's a good topic.
What's that?
Going with like TV series that just hit a wall. Yeah, like your most biggest disappointments, maybe, or something like that. Sorry, we'll talk about that later.
So I'm not proud of that, but yet again, I still watched 10 seasons of it. So.
Well, no, overall you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, but I'm not proud of enjoying it because it was like.
Right.
So you're not proud of it
I
because
spent a lot of time that I felt like, well, because for a while there, I was just watching it because I watched all the other things, and I didn't. Because what it is in the shitty episodes, they put something important. Like they'll have one piece of the mythos in there, something that's important for the rest of the season in that shitty episode, and if you didn't catch it, you missed out on something later on, like something Lex says to Lionel, or some backhanded thing Lionel said. Like it. See, I'm talking like I live it.
Yeah.
What about you?
So
More TV?
I can't think of anything else I really like hated myself for watching. I think Legends of Secret took every damn thing out of me though, because for the first episode I'm like, this is bad, and
I'm watching it.
I kept watching it.
She kept running from here to there, and it was interesting.
Yeah, the running helped. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bridger Regan is the actress's name. Played the professor. I think I love her. Mm-mm-mm. I think I want to marry her.
Well, for me, I grouped two of them here, but I think I could just put them all in here. I have America's Got Talent and American Idol, or the X Factor, or
talent shows.
I like competition.
Yeah, we see that.
But this is just a colossal waste of fucking
time. You like
time.
all those competition, but you like basketball. I don't know. I don't get it.
We got to change the topic to complete colossal waste of time TV things that we do.
Oh, I have some of those.
I like watching people make complete asses of themselves, which is the reason why I watch this show.
Okay, well, that's a good reason.
But they're horrible. They're horrible. Again, I hate myself because I watch them.
I hear. Yeah, I got to admit, I tried watching one of those shows. I'm like, this ain't for me. I just can't get into it at all.
And this season, though, I haven't watched any of the X Factor. I haven't watched any of what's the other one that's on right now? Well, I watched the beginning of America's Got Talent, but I didn't finish it.
Okay.
I've just been doing other things, so I haven't had time, and I'm kind of thankful that I haven't had the time to do it, to watch it.
I'm surprised you feel that way about American Idol. I thought you really just enjoyed it overall.
I like this. I like singing, but lately, there hasn't been people on there that have really moved. What I usually do is I watch at the very beginning to see if there's somebody that I want to root for throughout the season, and if they're not, then I can turn it off.
Okay.
And there really hasn't been anybody, but my wife also watches it, so we kind of watch it together.
Okay.
Got to do something.
And then I just talk shit on everybody that's singing.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, they're awful. Oh, that note was not right. Look, I'm by no means a musician. But my ears can hear bad.
Yeah.
You don't have to be good at something to enjoy the experience of it.
Any other?
Otherwise, I wouldn't watch football at all.
Especially this year.
No more TV for me.
No more TV. I got one last one. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
What?
Stop it!
Listen,
How is that a guilty pleasure?
Because again, I hate myself for loving this show.
You know what?
It's not. People love it. I would not rate it highly. I would not, as far as the show goes, I would not rate it highly. If it was stand up, I would rate it highly because the jokes are hysterical.
Yeah.
But I hate the fact that I tune in every week to watch these fucking idiots.
That's what makes it great. They're fucking idiots. That's the genius.
What are you going to do?
Apparently, you're going to keep watching it.
I am.
You should. And you Mike, let me be the first to tell you, you shouldn't feel guilty about it. It's okay, buddy. It's good.
We'll make
it's
it
funny.
through.
We'll get through together.
We'll make it through. All right, Greg,
You
what do you
want
want to move on to?
Movies.
You want a hug?
Movies. No, I don't need a hug. I'm okay. Movies.
I think the top of my list would have to be the Transformers movies.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know
Yep,
they're
I agree.
not good.
An abomination.
And I can't recommend them to anybody, but I can't say that I don't love 40-foot giant robots on a screen. Doesn't matter what they do or what they say, it's still a childhood dream. It's like...
You know what you like, man. You know what you like.
Yeah, but I don't... It's one of those things... Hey, don't judge me. It's my guilty pleasure, not yours.
All right, Al.
Fuck people.
Transformers.
No.
What do you got?
If we're going to go with movies, probably The Rock.
The Rock.
That's not a good movie. It's not.
It's not a good movie.
But I enjoyed watching it. It's like I've seen it a couple times. I don't like watch it all the time, but I enjoy watching it. It's not good. No, not at all.
You wouldn't recommend
Really?
it to friends,
No,
but you
Not
like
really.
watching it.
I liked watching it. It's got some good lines in there. But it's not good. It's Michael Bay. It's not good. Let's move on. I feel sick
Right.
to saying that.
This one is one I keep in my collection because I think it's a joke.
Soul
I
Man?
like it, but it's awful.
Soul Man?
Soul Man it's so bad.
One of these days, I need to watch it with you. I think.
C.
'Cause I haven't
Thomas
seen it.
Howell is a rich kid who loses. He gets cut off from the family, and he needs to go to school. So he takes pills to dye his skin black so that he can get a minority scholarship
That's so
to go
racist.
to school. It's so like the movie is. It's not like Blazing Saddles is racist, but it's funny. Soul Man is. Like, that doesn't excuse it, but it's like it's a. Soul Man is just awful. It is an awful fucking movie, and how they got away with just playing it off is.
Oh my god! You know what? I need to borrow it. Give me the damn movie. I'm watching it,
All right,
or we're watching it together. One of the two.
one of the two.
Bring it with you. Bring it with you when you go to a weekend. We get bored. We'll watch it.
There you go.
Watch it together. Make it a group activity.
Well, I've got reamed for this one before, so I know it should be on the list.
Cemetery Man.
It's a good fucking movie, okay? We're not even going to talk about Cemetery Man. I wasn't going to bring that up. Fucking
Well, you
people.
should have brought that. Should be number one before Transformers, and that's
not
saying
a guilty
lot.
pleasure. I just enjoy that, and you guys are dumb.
Evidently, the critics say they back you.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
That's one of the most shocking things I've ever seen in my
That's
life.
right,
was
because
that.
we're all right and you're all wrong.
I'm like, let's go and see what the Rotten Tomatoes. But it's got to be like a 10s. Oh my god, it's certified fresh.
That's okay. I might be right and you might be retarded.
Maybe like the whole theory I have, like, if you're people who are losing their minds, they don't know they're losing their minds, right?
Right.
When I saw that, that's what I thought was happening to me. It's like, is this mean I'm losing my mind?
That wasn't the movie I was going to say.
It should
Jerk
be.
offs. Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Thank you. If you were going to say it, I was going to point it out.
Because it was going to be on your
think
guilty pleasure.
I think the first one was good.
I
thought
can't
that-
comment
where
to
it
the
falls,
first one.
where it falls is that I like the second one,
There you go.
And-
Annihilation is an abomination.
and he was
Okay.
like, "How do you fucking like this shit?" And I'd be like, "Because it's more Mortal Kombat."
I will never forget this time because we were trying to figure out what movie to go see, and Craig's like, Mortal Kombat's out. It's great. Let's go see it. And I'm like, all right, fine. So
That was the
me,
best decision
him,
you ever
his
fucking
current
made.
girlfriend, and our former best friend.
Former best friend because of this? No,
No,
maybe you never know.
all went to see it, and I sat there through this and going, this is fucking awful. This is.
You
I
didn't
hated
come
this
out
movie so
like
much.
kung fuing like I did.
And then we came out, and we always do the old congregation thing. We're all get around and gonna share our
Right.
thoughts of the movie and all that, And three of us are like, "That was fucking awful," and he's sitting there doing karate moves. And he goes, "That was great." And like, no, that was not good.
That is why it is a guilty
shame
pleasure.
on
that
you.
was awful.
That wasn't awful.
You can't pay me money to see that movie
He
again.
turned into a dragon.
Awful.
Spoiler alert.
Awful. I mean, I can't.
You didn't even get to the TV series Mortal Kombat
No,
Conquest.
I didn't.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I can't
too.
speak to the first movie. Maybe it's good. I've never seen it.
I'm sure in the scheme of things, it's pretty bad, but it was better than Street Fighter, I thought, at least, and it's definitely better than DOA.
Way to shoot low.
Well, I mean, you got to judge it for what it is. I'm not going to put it up, against
It's
the
not as awful
Last
as-
of the Mohicans or something like that.
It's not as awful as these other awful movies.
Exactly.
It's a little above. It's got above.
Exactly. That one's worth $2 in the cheap bin. You know what I mean? Not 50 cents.
Nice.
All right. All right. This one, I looked
Wait,
this
did
one
he
up.
get a movie?
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped
I
you.
was trying to think if I had anything
I
else. I thought I did, but I think I'm drawing a blank. Now, if I remember it, I'll
right.
do it. Go ahead.
This one, when I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, it was actually got a 63, which I believe makes it fresh. But
Not as fresh as Cemetery Man.
No, it's not.
rewatching it, it's a pretty bad movie. But I love it. Demolition Man.
I like that movie.
It's been so long. I can't.
but I don't know
remember.
if it holds up.
It holds up as well
Is
as
that
any.
Well John Spartan?
Yes,
P1,
as well as
P1,
any '90s action film could with Sylvester Stallone, but it's not a very good movie. But Dennis Leary, Jesse Ventura, you got some good cameos and stuff in there. So, yeah, that's on my list.
I don't. I'm not sure if it defines a guilty pleasure or not, but there's certain people who don't get anything Monty Python related.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get
I get it.
at
I love it.
all.
Yeah.
I think it's some of that stuff is quite hilarious.
I mean, well, I love
Guilty pleasure.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but that's it. Like
So
that
the
is
TV show
honestly
part is like-
it.
Now, you haven't seen Life of Brian, have you? Or did you
Yeah,
know?
we
Sorry,
watched
you
that
did.
for the movie club.
Okay, I can remember that, or like Meaning of Life was the one I did for that. I couldn't remember.
Actually, I think I watched them both.
Okay,
Wait, what's Life of Brian?
that's one where the guy's like
Brian!
next Messiah.
Boy,
He's like born in the same stable as Jesus and all that, but he gets like ignored.
Wolf
Maybe I didn't
nipple
see that
tip?
one. Maybe it was the other one that I
It's
saw.
one
Meaning
of
of
the,
Life.
the stonings and the whole Jehovah thing.
nobody says Jehovah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that
right?
one. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's in it.
Okay.
You've probably seen it then.
What was the one? What was the one where the like they're in the house having dinner? Is that the
That's
same one?
Meaning of Life.
Okay.
Where the Grim Reaper shows up.
Yeah.
What killed us? Salmon moose. Yeah.
So
that
that's
one.
both of them. Yeah. I just don't. I can't do
I
it.
guess I consider it a guilty pleasure, but yeah, I don't feel guilty really watching it. I think it's great.
As far as guilty pleasures of movies go, you kind of have to put The Room on there because you can't really recommend it to anybody.
No, that's
No.
objectively
Dude,
great.
I sat down and I let my friends watch it, not you guys, and they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?" They don't, because if they don't get it, they don't get it.
Yeah, if you don't like unintentional comedy, then you're not. You're
A
not.
bad movie that's so bad that it's good, they just didn't get it. So like, for
Did they
me, I'm like,
did they understand that?
oh,
Did
they
you say that
understood.
at the beginning?
Oh yeah,
though?
they
Oh,
understood
okay.
it, and it was just like, because you have to get through
watching
the
this.
11 minutes of the same porn. You
Right.
know, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" So
Did your friends grab their top hats and leave?
yes, they did. Yeah, we're not watching this shit here.
Yeah.
Pep, pep.
Oh my God, Martha! Do you see what's going on here? As his monocle falls out.
Any more movies, Greg?
No, not movies.
All right, here's my last guilty pleasure.
All right.
Love it. Don't care what you say.
Let's see it. Let's hear it.
Love it.
Say it.
Hudson Hawk. I love Hudson Hawk.
Okay. Mike.
Bunny. Ball.
Now, see, once again, as I said before, I've never seen this all the way through. Couldn't stomach it. I saw like 5 minutes of it. I was like, this. The Bar Off Another podcast. This is bananas. I don't get what's going on here. So what you say is we need to watch this one together, so you can show me what I'm missing here because I'm missing something.
there's no showing you what you're missing.
Oh, so
It's
what I'm
awful.
saying is accurate. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is not. I hate myself because I like it. This one I like, and I know it's awful.
Okay, but you still enjoy it. You don't like it ironically, so to speak.
Oh no, I enjoy
I
every.
like it for
minute
its
of it.
content.
Oh, I mean,
Not its unintentional.
I
It's
know
what he's
that
going to
it's-
take to
I
his
know
deserted
that it's
island that has a
awful.
DVD player.
I know that it's awful, but I enjoy watching it. I have a good time watching it.
Is that Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, Danny Aiello, yeah,
And
I've never
was
seen
that
it.
James Coburn,
I might love it too.
Angie McDowell's in that too.
yeah, Andy McDowell,
Is that on Netflix?
Sandra Bernhardt.
No, he owns it. You can borrow off
Yeah,
him.
I own Hudson Hawk.
You can borrow that piece of shit off him if you want.
I have enough pieces of shit. Obviously.
All right,
Hudson Hawk. That's a good choice, man. I give you that's a good choice.
Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, you should feel guilty about that. You should feel horrible about yourself.
I love myself for what? It's good movie.
As far as video games,
Video games.
I love me Lego video games, but yet I wouldn't say why. Like I couldn't get my friends to be like, I can't be like, you need to go buy the newest Lego Lord of the Rings game.
But
I'm not going to push it because I know I just like it.
They'll be like, I don't even have children.
I don't. Yeah, it's 5 and below. Isn't
No,
it?
it's for you.
But they break into these little cute blocks. Yeah, that is definitely a guilty pleasure. That I have them all and I play them
A
all.
lot of adults enjoy it. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Okay, would you play it?
No, I'm a man.
I'm a man.
40. I'm a man. I'm 40.
40.
Almost 40.
All right, Al.
Guilty pleasures. Probably Custer's Revenge. That's a great game. But I feel wrong every time I play it.
Atari 2600 boot.
Yeah.
Custer's Revenge.
Yes, it's great. It's a great game though. I mean,
I don't know if my computer can run it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have.
I know Mike's computer can't run it.
My Ouya can run it.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics are a little dated, and the penis isn't really like
That's
a
a
penis.
very good likeness of an Indian.
Yeah, but I mean, the simulator
penis.
rape's a little off. Doesn't
Right.
really look right. I mean, I don't think anybody gets raped is flipping their legs up in
If
the air.
you were getting
in a joyful
arrows shot
manner.
at you, you might. In a hurry.
So, but I mean, but the gameplay's awesome.
Is that a guilty pleasure?
Going across the screen with all the arrows coming down? It's challenging.
Especially with your penis out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if the arrow hits your penis? Well, then you lose.
Yeah, you lose your
Challenging.
penis.
Yeah. So, Cuss Revenge. Yeah, I love a game.
Well, I'm glad that you're not that you're the first person to bring up rape as a guilty pleasure.
Whoa!
Because
We didn't
for
say
me,
rape is a guilty
yeah, he did it. Well, he said the game was guilty
Oh.
pleasure, and you're raping Indians. But for
Simulated rape in the
go
game.
back to the tape. For me, rape is funny and a guilty pleasure when I'm playing Words with Friends or Scramble with Friends. I get the biggest kick out of spelling rape in those games
That is truly a guilty pleasure.
because they won't let you do you can't do cunt. They don't recognize that as a word. But rape. And then whenever you're playing with Scramble with Friends, it's like boggle. So you can do rape, raper, rapers, rapes, raping. Like you can just let the rape run.
You know,
and I get points for it.
If somebody
shame
did
yourself.
rape and then you just made raper or rapey, how about
Rapey.
rapey, like a rapey
You should feel ashamed of yourself.
raperson?
It's a guilty pleasure. And like a kid who farts in church, I laugh every time I spell rape when I'm playing the game.
You're like,
I'm like, I'm just spelling rape.
I got RAP.
And whenever you're playing,
I put S on the end of that. Rapes.
whenever you're playing Scramble with Friends,
Raps. What's that?
What's rappies?
it's like boggle. So whenever the turn's over, you get to see all the ones that everybody else picked, and I like to scroll and see if they picked rape too.
Wow, I don't feel comfortable being in the house
You don't
anymore.
get out a lot, do you?
Oh no, not
I don't
really.
think I feel comfortable being in this house right now.
I'm sorry.
You're going on a trip with them.
Oh my!
I quit.
Oh, I
I'm
forgot
not
about
going.
that. Yeah, your wife's called you. You're not going anymore.
I know.
All right, Greg. Video games.
I would have to say it's a guilty pleasure to purchase expansions for games that I know I will never finish the main game and get to the expansion content.
Can't you just add games onto that?
No, just
Just,
expansions.
just games.
No.
Games I will never play.
Yeah, just
That's a guilty
take the
pleasure.
expansion part of it out. Just say games you buy. You won't get to.
Don't judge me.
How's
Huh?
how's State of Decay run again? How's that going?
There's some zombies in that.
Uh-huh.
Let's just go
Yeah.
back a little bit further. How was Final Fantasy 13?
Yeah, how was Final Fantasy? I heard a very good friend of yours bought that for you. How was this? Good.
It's awesome. Just like Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 13 too.
Don't lie to
They're
me.
still in my
I
collection.
don't appreciate you lying to me.
Seal has not been no. Seal was broken on 13. We watched
Yes.
the intro.
Is it the only?
I'm just
going
gonna
to
kill myself. Is that what you guys want?
Whoa!
Is that what you want?
And
And
this was about getting it all out.
Oh, it's
laughing
not
at
getting
each
it out.
other.
I didn't
laughing
spell
at each
rape
other.
over here, okay?
Yeah, at least you're not a rapist.
Rapist. There, good word. That's good point.
RAPIST.
Especially
Therapist.
Triple word score.
Therapist.
especially if the P is a triple letter or a triple word.
Like, score.
Would you laugh at it?
That it's even
therapist.
It's
and
even
his
funnier.
rapist is in there?
It's even funnier whenever like the P is a bonus or one of the letters is. But I'm getting bonuses for rape.
A rape bonus. Not something you see
Rape
often.
bonus.
God.
What do you got out?
Games.
You're out.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty about playing any of the games
You
I
should.
play.
All right.
You should play Alien Colonial Marine.
There you go. Then you'll feel
You
guilty.
feel guilty.
But I haven't played it.
Feel dirty.
And I'm sure it won't be a pleasure.
The two of you and listeners who have played with me will understand this one. Combat arms.
Oh no.
Forget Team Fortress. Forget
Battlefield.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Left 4 Dead
Battlefield.
2.
Forget any Tom Clancy. Give me cheap ass, hacked up combat arms.
Where are they shooting me from? Under the map.
Love
Yeah.
it.
That one's always confused me. I gotta
It-
admit.
For whatever reason, my fingers on the keyboard flow smoothly with that game, and I crush. And that's why I like it.
Okay.
I can't maneuver.
He's crushing.
I can't maneuver like Medal of Honor, and I can't walk and then change the scope at the same time. I'm horrible at it, but on combat arms, I can do it.
And everything just synergizes.
I recognize that there are many better games.
Good
than
thing
that
they
game.
saved your settings online because then you can go back and play that and don't lose anything.
You know?
yeah.
It's on a server somewhere.
See,
Yeah,
Combat
buddy.
Arms loves you unlike any other games.
Not like Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah. Fuck Sleeping Dogs.
Any other guilty pleasures we need to confess before we go to
Do we want to mention music?
Go ahead. We can go. I didn't
I'm
put any
asking.
down, but I'm sure there's some I can
I
pull
like
out.
soundtracks a lot.
What's
I
guilty
wouldn't
about
sit
that?
down and go like, "Hey guys, let's listen to this soundtrack
While we're playing Monopoly,
while
let's.
we're playing this."
Uh-huh. I like some of Pink's music. That's kind of I feel guilty about that. I like pop shit. I,
I
don't
like
pop
Robin
shit.
Thicke's new song. Hey, hey, hey.
I like his videos.
The video's even better.
Hey guys, video uncensored. Blurred
Check it
lines.
out.
Go see it. Thank
Hey,
me later.
hey.
Thank me later, and don't see it around your significant other if you can help it,
Or
work.
children.
or parents, or any really
Not
anybody
safe
else.
for work.
You know what? See it by yourself in a dark room with some Kleenex nearby.
Whoa!
That's my
Hey, hey,
recommendation.
hey.
Hey, hey. Psh.
Yeah.
On the website, we have 80s hair metal. It's a guilty pleasure.
Poison's awesome. What are we talking about?
A listener wrote, "My name is Christian Vaughn, and I think Georgia Lopez is actually funny."
Shame that man!
There is no shaming.
Everybody find him and shame him.
This is the week for confession.
No!
This is where we get it out, and it's okay.
I have my limits. That's my limit. George Lopez is not funny.
That's your limit.
Unless you're Hispanic. Is he Hispanic? Maybe that's why you think he's funny. That's the only way I can imagine you thinking he's funny.
Wow.
He's not funny.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
And I am hooked on the Golden Girls, and I am only a little bit embarrassed.
You know what? I found my guilty pleasure. It's not a bad show. It's not a bad show. Some of it's
Still
funny.
holds up to this day.
Some of it's funny.
Oh, no.
I haven't seen it in years, but I mean,
Blanche going out, whoring it up.
Horn it up.
yeah, who doesn't like a show about old whores?
Maud's always working under the sink.
It sounds like he knows a bit about Golden Girls here.
Watches it.
Well, whenever
You watch
I
it,
lived,
don't you?
Whenever I lived summers in Florida with my grandparents, that's all they watched. So
Yeah.
I know all about.
My
the
mother
Golden
watched it
Girls.
quite a bit too when I was still living at home. I mean, not
Yeah.
now. The previous time.
Yeah, my grandmother watched that and her stories, and my grandfather
stories,
watched
you mean-
Hee Haw and Sanford and Son.
Oh, we used to
So
watch.
I have the Sanford Son theme song burnt in my fucking
We
brain.
used to watch Hee Haw every Saturday night. I remember that quite well. Who was it that said that like Golden Girls?
No,
On,
that was
Facebook?
Johnny Axe. Yeah, he's hooked on
Johnny
the
S?
Golden Girls.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't be ashamed, Johnny. I'm there with you.
Be
buddy.
proud
okay.
of it.
I think me and Johnny must be like on TV shows. We're kind of with like Arrested Development, with like Golden Girls. I think we're on the same wavelength there. Just saying it.
Wow,
All right.
it's like soul.
Not
soul
in a romantic
people.
way. I mean, just
Oh.
in a regular way.
Well, those
Regular
are
guy bro way.
Bro
Guy
way.
bro way.
Guy bro way.
Guy bro. All right, those are our guilty pleasures. Keep the conversation going at facebook.com/Caveman Mafia. Look us up, thecavemanmafia.com and at Caveman Mafia on Twitter.
George Lopez is not funny.